It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and our focus is on Kyle Pitts. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Falcons and the Niners, and it's all up next.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, it's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Throwing, Duggan. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Duggan looking to throw. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. It got his man. Complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Donovan Peoples-Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
49ers nothing. Youngway Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You talk about this Falcon defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Third down and 6. Purdy.
about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That's taken on the 25. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each.
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Duggan will look to throw this. Short throw caught by Pitts. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
To throw is Duggan. And he's got it. Touchdown, Falcons. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Coup for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Purdy now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
He's got it at the 15. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 41 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Duggan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Duggan now to throw. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Falcons take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The end result, 21 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Here's Duggan to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts with a milestone career touchdown number 100. joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Falcons continue to pull away here in this first half. Koo now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Purdy looking to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Grady Jarrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here is 3rd and quite a ways. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 15. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Take it at the 37. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And they will take over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final done. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And, Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. A touchdown pass for Matt Corral in that one. From there, let's head down to Nevada to check in on the Raiders in Las Vegas. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. The Raiders locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Miles Sanders, a touchdown run in the victory. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And the half will begin with a touchback. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Shotgun now with Purdy. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Now Purdy. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. He misses yet again, and the struggles here, they look pretty uncharacteristic for him.
You're certainly right about that. Mechanics are the key right now. Feet, arm, not in sync at all. He ends up throwing that one past his receiver.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at about the 28. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on the way to a lopsided victory.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, the Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before...
He's got a man complete, and that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 39 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Coup for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Youngway Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Purdy. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Atlanta regains possession of the football. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Dugan. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 13-yard line. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a 1st down here.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Right back to Pitts again. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts from 13 yards out. And the Falcons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. they have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Purdy off the play fake. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Falcons.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. And room there to work it inside the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Robinson on a give right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson. That's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the fourth. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw, Purdy. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and yard.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. 2nd down and a yard. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Purdy will look to throw again here. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Out of the gun, Purdy. And he will find his man, Samuel. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. And the 49ers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
49er first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Here's Purdy. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Moody good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Sheds off the tackle. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. We'll get another look at Drake London as this offense returns to the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Falcons, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, bucket off the pick and roll. Gotta go, we don't move it scary. Last time a shed a tear, that when Prince died. Cause if we rockin', then you know we rockin' like it's Slipknot. See, this ain't basketball at halftime. We on switch sides. She thinks she love me, but she fell in love with my rich side.